Microscopes have been incredibly important in allowing us to study cells. They allow us to see things we cannot see through the naked eye. They have developed over time. Modern light microscopes have developed to look more like the ones you'd recognise from school. Both of these microscopes use light to magnify an image. Here are some keywords we need to learn. Magnification is the amount of times larger an image appears compared to its actual size, whereas resolution is the ability to distinguish between two separate points. In other words, how detailed an image is. Scientists then developed an electron microscope, which uses electrons to magnify an image. You need to be able to compare these two microscopes. Light microscopes have lower magnification, a lower resolution, they're cheaper, they're easier to transport, you can see living or dead specimens, whereas electron microscopes have a higher magnification, a higher resolution, they're more expensive, harder to transport, and you can only see dead specimens. When we're dealing with incredibly small things, we need to use appropriate units and be able to convert between them. Common units in biology are millimeters, micrometers, and nanometers. To convert between millimeters and micrometers, you times by 1,000. To convert from micrometers back to millimeters, you divide by 1,000. Here is a worked example. Let's convert 10 millimeters to micrometers. I know that to get from millimeters to micrometers, I have to times by 1,000. So 10 times 1,000 equals 10,000. What about 40 millimeters? 40,000 micrometers. I times it by 1,000. What about 400 micrometers to millimeters? 0.4 millimeters. We divided it by 1,000. To convert between micrometers and nanometers, you times by 1,000. To convert between nanometers and micrometers, you divide by 1,000. So 400 micrometers would be 400,000 nanometers. We times by 1,000. Because we're dealing with really small numbers, we also need to be able to use standard form. For example, 45,000 can be written as 4.5 times 10 to the power of 4. But how do we get there? It's easy. First, you need to make a number between 1 and 10. 45,000 can be 4.5. Then, to work out the number that goes after the 10, you just count the places the decimal place had to move to make 4.5. We'll do that now. It had to move 4 times. Therefore, we put 4 after the 10 to make 4.5 times 10 to the power of 4. Let's try another one. What is 670 million in standard form? Well, again, step 1, we need to find the number between 1 and 10, 6.7. Step 2, how many decimal places did we have to jump to get that number? We had to jump 8 places. The decimal jumped 8 times. Therefore, we write 6.7 times 10 to the power of 8, because it moved 8 times. Let's try another one. What about a smaller number? How do we do that? Well, we do the same steps. So first of all, we have to pick a number between 1 and 10, which is 3.2. Then how many places does the decimal place jump to get to 3.2? 6 jumps. But because these jumps were to the right, we put a minus in front of it. So we write 3.2 times 10 to the power of minus 6. Let's try one more. What is 0.00034 in standard form? 3.4 times 10 to the power of minus 4. The decimal place had to jump 4 times to get to 3.4. You may also have to work out magnification, image size, or actual size. The equation that we must remember is image size equals actual size times magnification. Let's do a worked example. Step 1, we need to input the values that we know and write these down. Here we have 40 micrometers, which is the actual size, so we write that down. Then we have times 50, which is the magnification. So again, we write that down. Now we can input these values into the equation. We've got 40, which is the actual size. So we're going to write image size equals 40. Then we have 50, which is the magnification. So we can write times 50. And this equates to 2000. However, the question asks us for it in millimeters, so we need to convert our units. You'll remember that to get from micrometers to millimeters, we divide by 1,000. So 2,000 divided by 1,000 equals 2. You have now learnt how to convert between units, how to use standard form, and how to calculate magnification. You will find a summary of this information below. Make sure you test yourself using the quiz on reviseitright.com. Why are we the best revision website out there? Well, because we have it all in one place. Revision notes, summary videos, longer, more detailed videos for topics you're struggling on, exam question walkthrough videos where qualified teachers take you through the perfect answers to exam questions, worksheets, quizzes, computer marked exam questions, interactive flashcards, forums, the ability to keep track on where you are using our tick list, and so much more. But that's not all. We run at least 3 live lessons a week, and closer to exam time, this will be more, where you can tune into a qualified teacher teaching lots of different topics each week. The lessons will be interactive, and we go through exam questions and quick quizzes to ensure understanding as you go. We also run drop-in sessions where you can drop in, ask a tutor anything live, get the answer that you need, and leave. These are included in our silver and gold membership. This means that for an extra £10 a month, you can access at least 12 hours of lessons a month. That's under £1 an hour, which is incredibly cheap. Still not convinced? Try us completely free for 7 days and cancel anytime, completely free of charge. We offer this because we're convinced that you'll love us. So try us now.